welcome to Epicon News, where we talk about current events that have almost an uncanny way of elucidating the problems of our modern economy. Today, we're going to talk about a new ALS treatment drug that supposedly extends your life and the problems with pharmaceutical research and drug prices. A new drug called Relyvrio, or Relivario. Relive? Really, man, who is naming these drugs today? These are just terrible names. Considering the billions they spend on marketing, you would think they would come up with a better name than Relivario. Ugh. Anyway, this is a new ALS life extension drug. It doesn't cure ALS. It doesn't do anything of the sort. What it does do is, on the average, it extends an ALS sufferer's life about 5 months. Now, if you had ALS, and if you knew you were on your way out, 5 months is a lot. That is a lot of precious time. That is a lot of time to say goodbye to loved ones, to wrap up your affairs, to make peace with what is happening. That is a very precious gift. But Relyvrio costs about $198,000 per year. That is an insane amount of money. And the problem is, it is priced at $198,000 per year because they know people will pay for it, because they know people on their deathbeds are willing to sacrifice anything to spend another 5 months with their loved ones. This is disgusting. Now, we can talk about how much the research costs, and there is a lot to dive into this one. Often you will hear commenters and economic specialists and market researchers talk about the fact that drug prices reflect the hard work put in by all the researchers and scientists at the pharmaceutical company in order to pay for all of that hard work, all of that great science, all of that research, right? Not so much. Not so fucking fast. Also, no, that is not how it works. In fact, it has been shown rather consistently that drug prices in the United States far exceeds drug prices of the same drug, of the same brand name, anywhere in the world by multiples of what it is sold at in other countries. France, Germany, Netherlands, okay, drug prices there, they make sense. It has validity to it. Drug prices here, the drug companies are simply trying to scalp the market. They're just trying to make as much as they possibly can. Cancer drugs for regulating AIDS and AIDS. Now some of the AIDS cures, right, can be cure sort of drugs. They're insanely priced, every single one of them. And they definitely do not reflect the amount of work and research that has been done by the company. This has been known for a while. What is wrong here? What is different in our country? We'll just turn on the TV at 11 o'clock at night on some random local channel. Chances are you're going to run into at least 1 to 3 drug advertisements per commercial break, which is insane. Most other countries, advertising drugs to potential patients is illegal, and the United States it is not. Now ask yourself why that is the case. Well, that is the case. If you want to ask yourself, you can go ahead and Google it and do all your research you want, but I'm here to tell you that that is the case because the FDA is in the pocket of most drug companies, and in fact, it is very common for FDA heads, FDA employees to being back and forth between being the CEO or on the board of some pharmaceutical company and back to the FDA. It is an obvious conspiracy. Now, you might not want to say it is a conspiracy where they all get together and they plan everything out and they say, okay, I'm going to quit here. I'm going to go back to the FDA while you guys do this and coordinate everything. But it is a conspiracy on the level that everybody knows that when you leave the FDA, then you can go and, or when you retire from some corporate position at a pharmaceutical company, you can then bounce right on down to the FDA and help them pass regulations as quickly as possible, so it doesn't matter. Now, I recently told a story as I was interviewed on the Kindness Rebellion podcast. Definitely go check that out. It is hosted by a friend of mine, Nathan Jones. Excellent podcast, but I recently told the story of when I heard a pharmaceutical CEO, heard him say something to the effect of, the trick is that you have to get it onto the shelves as quickly as possible so that by the time the lawsuits come rolling in, you will have made enough of a profit to be able to take care of the lawsuits and have a fair amount left over. Absolutely disgusting. I had a really hard time processing that when I heard it. Just what the fuck? People really think like that? Yes, they fucking do. And it happens all the time. So, not to say that drugs are bad. There are some amazing drugs out there that do an amazing amount of good for a lot of people. But there are also a lot of shitty drugs that end up being proven to have caused a vast variety of medical conditions in many, many, many people. Often it is hormone related. Often it deflects the onset of puberty or quickens it. It is a mess. Why? Because they get their drugs approved fast, because they do their own fucking research. Tell me that's not a fucking conflict of interest to do your own safety research and submit it to the FDA. Say, look, everything's good. Come on, man. The financial incentive is strong. And if you can ensure that somebody from your company is going to end up running the FDA in 12 years and you're putting some meds through, yeah, you don't need to worry about those lawsuits. You don't need to worry about falsifying your research. You really don't. You're pretty good. Unless there is a major investigation that is launched, which has happened a couple of times, and they are all very well documented. But my point is fuck the pharmaceutical companies. But thank you for the good drugs. Oh, and the racket with patents, that is a whole other story. That's a whole other fucking mess. The most common practice is to develop a drug, whatever it was derived from some plant or some animal, and then to just modify the process, because you can have 50, 60, 70 patents in on one drug, from the process of creating it, to the process of extracting it, to patenting the actual chemical composition, which is fucking ridiculous. Why is this the way it is? It is because of the financial incentive. It is because money exists. There is no other way around this argument. You can patent DNA sequences and own the fundamental language that writes life onto our planet. And you can patent and own genomes. Does that, ring problematic to anybody else? It sure sounds like a fucking mess to me. Anyway, that's it for this one. I will see you guys in the next Epicon news. Please make sure to check out the Kindness Rebellion. Go ahead and check out MOSO, or Moneyless Society, which is a group that I have been working with recently. Take a look at Communivate. It is a social media platform for communicating and organizing and connecting with other people that want change. And take a look at Magnova, which is a platform for, it has a variety of purposes, from connecting and finding resources locally, and finding other companies and projects that are local, and looking through the connection of different terminologies. I mean, it has a lot of utility. So definitely go check that out. I will leave the links in the episode description. And I will see you guys next time in the next episode. Take care. Oh, yeah. If you haven't yet, go ahead and like the video. I know you like it. Look at me. I'm silly and fun. Also, if you haven't yet, do me a favor and subscribe. The more subscriptions we get, the faster this channel can grow, and the sooner and faster we can really start making some serious change in this world, because shit's fucked, right? I mean, you know it is. It's fucked. Okay, so let's do it. All right, guys. Take care. Love you.